Welcome back to Geekshow Helpdesk. Oh, yeah.
The Helpdesk, where we show you geeky stuff.
You know what? That feels better, Tony. That feels better. Like this feels right. This feels so
better
good.
than last week.
I just,
Same.
I want to take a moment and just apologize on behalf of James for last week. I thought it was good at the time, but I listened to it back right before now, and it was bad. And I'm sorry.
That's
sorry.
why the title of last week's episode was "Normal at 7 minutes and 29 seconds." Just skip that part, and that's what...
Yeah, feel free.
You know,
I apologize.
It was good though to let James off the chain a little bit. Let him blow off some
There's no
AI
such thing as
steam.
a little bit, though.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
It was off the chain, or it's not.
That was us. That was us letting James be his most authentic.
He's like a freaking chain chomp. He just chomps away and doesn't stop.
All right, this is the
That was a
Geek
good
Show
joke.
Helpdesk, where we talk about tech, gadgets, and sciencey related things. Let's start it off by introducing our panelists. He's back. He's our tiny podcast rudder, who's also usually kind of angry. It's Jaren.
No, I'm not. I'm not angry anymore.
Huh? What?
I'm Jaren.
I like his title today. Short.
And sleepy.
That's all. That's it.
He's sleepy,
Just short.
Jaren, now.
Yeah. I'm back. I'm full of energy. I'm on this heavy caffeine crash. Caffeine crash of the century over here.
He had a whole 100 milligrams yesterday between the hours of 1 p.m. and 5 p.m.
It
Yesterday?
kept me up.
Yesterday?
It kept me up all night. Okay.
Yesterday?
And now I'm like,
It's all in his head.
I've just been crashing all day.
Anyway,
This is why you
moving on.
chase it more with caffeine, buddy.
Just keep the
This is the
ride
way it
going.
goes. Yeah,
He chases his caffeine with more caffeine. He's Owen.
that's right. I mean, if you're not up, what are you?
That's right.
You know. So, yeah. Here you can follow me here. Catch me doing things. I don't know. I was gonna say tech things, but that's always a toss up. It could be anything. Catch me here, and on the Geek Show Arcade.
There you go. And we got Lando.
Hey, it's Lando. That's me. That's all. I don't do the algorithm-driven applications anymore, like Twitter and X or Instagram or TikTok. None of that stuff's on my phone.
Still on that, huh?
It's
Has it
awesome.
been liberating? Oh, how's your stress levels?
I have all kinds of free time. My stress levels are down. My happiness levels are up. Like, it's just amazing. Social media is the worst.
But do you feel like you're uninformed, like with the election stuff and all the campaign stuff?
Oh,
Do you
No,
want to
I-
be informed with that?
He's 100% uninformed, but like Cypher says in The Matrix, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
Ignorance is
I'll take
bliss.
that steak, right? Like,
Yeah, I know it's fake, but it tastes so good. So, yeah, that's all true and dandy, but we have a host. His name is Tony.
Hey, I'm still on the algorithmic apps, at least one of them, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it.
And
And
Elon Musk is
on,
such a jerk.
You know, Geek Show, other Geek Show podcasts where we have good time as well. Okay, let's kick it off with maybe some emails.
Yeah.
Okay, Jaren, bring the energy here.
We got an email.
You're the proxy for all of these people that have written in and they
Yeah.
have things to
Can
say.
Can I read the email? We got an email from Snake Ripley. He says, "Hello, Tech Titans and Landbo. My wife and I are finally traveling to Mauritius. I didn't even know this was a place
This
until
place sounds cool just by the name alone.
yeah, for our honeymoon, which COVID has delayed. It will be a 36-hour departure and arrival."
Oh my goodness. Is he flying all the way around the world to the state that's just next to him?
yeah,
Or the
it's like
county that's just next
it's like
to
we
him?
just wanted to make the whole trip. You know, we could have
We're
gone
going to
10
go
minutes
east
that
by
way.
going west?
Yeah,
What tech of any kind would you suggest I bring with me? I will be traveling with my 1-year-old and mother-in-law. We are flying Emirates and land in Dubai for 18 hours each way. Thank you, Tech Titans and Landbo Snake Ripley.
Well, first of all, Snake-
1-year-olds. That's hard, man.
First of all, congratulations on your honeymoon action. That is awesome. Great job.
it's
I
delayed,
hate
right?
this meme.
It's delayed, but I mean,
Still
he's-
getting to
he's
go.
finally getting it in, you know. But yeah, taking a
And we've said
36-hour.
We've said stuff like this before. Portable power packs, like the big ones, like the Anchor.
The big
guys.
ones.
The big
Most
ones.
planes have like actual plugs now.
Yeah,
Especially the ones that
but
go that
airports,
far.
But
Yeah.
airports don't and
If
stuff.
he's flying,
like if
if
you
he's
have
flying
to,
Emirates is nice.
they are. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
classy.
so just take my recommendation for sure would be if you're a PC gamer, get yourself an Ally X, load it up with the games you want to play,
Yeah.
and take your adapter with you.
I think Baldur's Gate 3 probably would be a good candidate. Last
Yeah.
you the entire time.
Yep. If you're not a PC gamer, then the Switch. The Switch is a fantastic option. And of course, take something to read with. Whether it's
Kindle.
Amazon Kindle or iPad if you're into like the graphic novels like myself.
iPad for movies or TV shows as well. Pre-download those unless you
Wonder
have
if
Wi-Fi.
Emirates,
And
wonder if
then-
Emirates is getting that sweet SpaceX
Nobody
or
has
that
it yet.
sweet
It's not
Starlink
yet.
satellite. Oh,
But last but definitely not least, get some good ANC earbuds or headphones.
yeah. Oh, and
Yeah.
a
Bose
face
or
mask
Sony.
and a night mask for sleeping.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or the AirPod Pros if you're an Apple guy. That's my
Get some for your
recommendation.
kid. Get some for your kid too, so they can sleep during the flight.
A 1-year-old?
Oh yeah, never mind. I didn't know. I didn't pay attention how old they were.
Shove those right into his ear holes.
Maybe.
hers.
Okay. But don't get too
Yeah.
tight of ones because it might deform their head still. Like you
Yeah.
don't want to. You don't want to
You
egg
don't want to
shape.
squish it.
Yeah.
Anyone
But yeah,
else?
Jaron, maybe.
Suggestion?
I'm just trying to think of something to keep the 1-year-old entertained for that
Yeah,
long.
I didn't even
That's
think
a
Or
long
sleeping.
time.
Yeah, that's rough.
Little
Benadryl.
Benadryl.
No. Benadryl's been canceled. We don't use Benadryl anymore. It's not
A
great.
little melatonin.
Ambien.
There it is.
Is it
Melatonin.
Ambien?
Whiskey.
Ambien's the
Is
way
it
to
whiskey?
go.
Oh yeah.
Whiskey's fine for 1-year-olds. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't worry.
You rub-
Who the crap
you-
are
You
you?
rub it
We
on
do
their
not
gums,
give
my guy.
parenting advice on this podcast. Disclaimer.
We're not. Yeah.
Thanks,
That's
lawyer
parenting.
Jaron.
That's parenting advice from my grandma. So about the whiskey. So you just rub a little whiskey on their gums, they fall right to sleep.
Does that actually work?
I would never try it, but that's what old people tell me
Oh,
they would
okay.
do.
All right. Well, thanks for writing in, Snake Ripley. Enjoy your trip.
Yeah.
Hope you travel
I'm
safe
jelly.
and have a great time.
Yeah,
Hope
Capsule-
that flight goes
Ooh.
well.
and hide in a box. Snake Ripley.
Got another email from James Marsden.
Wow. James
No.
Marsden listens to our show.
No. James Franson.
Oh,
My eye just
Still cool.
auto-corrected to Marsden.
it's
Saying
that
caffeine.
It's that caffeine.
It's the caffeine
Crash.
crash, guys. It's
You know
it's
what?
terrible.
Yeah,
Jared,
that's
I'm
what
giving
it
you a
is.
caffeine crash pass today.
Thank you, Alan.
Officially. There you go.
He says, "Hey all, Google Fiber is finally coming to my neighborhood in San
Congrats.
Antonio.
Congrats.
Nice.
I'm in the process of running conduit up to my second floor networking closet to simplify the install process for the technician. I may just install a fiber line into it and let them figure out how to make the connections with it. With the new gigabit connection, I have some questions regarding next best steps. 1. Keep their router modem or get my own. Throw tomato or DDWRT on it.
Tomato.
Replace with what device?
Okay, hold on. As the only person who has Google Fiber in this podcast, let me speak first. I have words to say. Stop.
We don't we all have gigabit fiber?
We do, but I'm the one with Google, so
Oh.
You're
Oh.
probably the only one that is using Google's gear though.
I
Or
am.
would use
I am
Google's
using
gear.
Google's gear.
That's
I
the
just
only- So
I-
let's hear it.
so when I built my new house, my new big fancy house that I can barely afford.
Oh, I haven't heard.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it here. My porch is great. It's worth every penny I spend. Stupid
color
interest
is it?
rates.
How's the
So my original plan, I actually have wired up to my upstairs a place for an access point. So I built part of my plan. I ran a Cat 5 upstairs. I was going to buy a Ubiquity AP to run.
I'm switching to Ubiquity next year. I've
Yeah,
decided.
they're great. My parents have one. I run for them. I run better gear for my parents than I do for myself. Bleh. Anyway, so that was my plan. And then Google showed up, and I started using their gear just temporarily. So I'm like, yeah, it's fine for a little while. I'll just go order Ubiquity stuff later. And you know what?
Oh, you're using their
it's
mesh
kind of great.
Wi-Fi stuff, right? There.
Yeah, it comes free with two
Yeah.
mesh Wi-Fi routers, and they're pretty great.
And how
Laziness
much of their
has
data
won.
are they taking from you?
Oh, it's Google. They're stealing all my data for sure.
Doesn't matter what
but
router you use.
It doesn't matter
they're
what
gonna
router
steal
you
it
use.
anyway.
It still
Yeah.
runs over their
Everybody uses
line.
8.8.8.8 for DNS, and like everybody's.
Don't use 8.8.8.8.
Yeah, use
who
1.1.1.1 like a normal
Yeah,
person.
Cloudflare
You're
sucks.
all wrong. You're all wrong. I would put money. 98% of users don't use 8.8.8. They use whatever the
Whatever the
default
ISPs.
is.
Truth.
Ugh.
Yeah.
At least Google's
do it.
default's okay, right? The Google's
Yeah.
DNS is actually okay.
It's fast.
It's fast.
So yeah,
And they're-
my opinion is for number one. There's 2 more questions, by the way. Keep what they have and see if you like it.
Yep.
Yeah,
If it
that's
comes
exactly
free,
my
if it's
point.
included, yeah, see
Yeah.
if you like it.
Well, they're like
Yeah.
$200 routers, like or APs, like they're
Or the-
expensive stuff. They're
the
for
Nest-
free.
Nest Mesh ones, aren't they?
Yeah,
Depends on how it depends. I mean, he's asking some pretty technical questions there with DDWRT and Tomato and stuff. So he seems like a more of a power user. So if he's actually trying to accomplish something specific, like I use my
Well-
my Tomato router, I use the firmware so that I can do SSH tunneling and stuff like that. Like some of the
You
advanced.
can do that with
network stuff.
Ubiquity, though, can't you?
Yeah,
you
you can
can.
do that. You can do
Yeah.
that with Asus gear too.
Here's the thing: is you got to decide first what your price point is, and then you
Yeah.
got to decide how much you want to tweak, because some things are easier to tweak on than others.
Yep.
Don't if you want to put custom firmware on routers, probably don't buy anything from Costco, because the routers at Costco usually don't support the custom stuff.
Yeah.
They're like
Check
one model number
Yeah.
different from all the
Yeah.
ones that are supported.
and check that before you get the gear. You can
Yep.
go to Tomato, you can go to DDWRT, you
See
can go
what's
to
supported.
whatever. There's another one that I can't
Yep.
remember off the top of my
But
head, but
For my
they check the
recommendations,
models.
I would say everyone I've talked to and seen that has gone the Ubiquity route loves it, and
It's
I
a
am,
fantastic
I am
route.
going to do it next year.
I
They
only
have
had
cameras
people-
you can do. The
I've
Going
only
back
had
to the
complaints-
email. Going back
Oh.
to the email. Number 2.
Well, that
If
was
I'm
number 3
keeping-
was what would you recommend? And my recommendation is
No,
Ubiquity.
it's not. Number 2, if I'm keeping the Google modem and placing it in pass-through mode, what new router should I pick up? Budget equal or less
modem.
than $200, plus or minus 75. I currently have a cheap D-Link Wi-Fi 6 router, not enough tools to manage settings. WWDWRT.
What?
Nailed it. On that,
So here's
Yeah.
I think he's talking about the thing you could do with Comcast. You can switch out your cable modem into one of your own. You can't
Well,
do that with Google. With Google, you
He's-
have to use their
All-
fiber terminator.
he's
You
talking
can.
about a modem, but then he mentions a router in the next sentence. So maybe he's
Well, that's the thing, like,
mixing them up.
modems-
I don't know.
ISPs always their modems are their routers. They can act as a single one.
Not Google's.
No, the thing.
You
so
Google
when
will
you're fiber to the house, it goes to its own box, and then from there you get an Ethernet cable that you can plug
Yeah.
into a switch.
Yeah.
Google
or a
Fiber
router,
doesn't have a
or-
modem. I thought that they have
No,
a
It has a-
modem.
It's fiber.
It's not a modem though. I wouldn't
Oh.
call it a. I wouldn't use that terminology for
It's
it.
their-
they-
basically
they
their-
basically screw
their
it onto
their-
the wall.
yeah.
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 Like it's part of the install.
Yep.
It's a permanent.
And you
part of the
have to use
install.
their fiber terminator
And
or whatever.
So
I don't know
anyway-
what that piece of
Fiber-
gear is
the
called.
Fiber edge router.
Yeah.
For number
Yeah.
2, just see what it comes with and see
Yeah.
if you like it.
But you have
That's
to use
why.
the Google.
That's why
the,
would you.
the
that's
thing
why
the
you would stay
fiber
with
plugs
the
in, the
Google Mesh.
SFP to the
Yeah.
Ethernet thing, you have to use. After that, you can use whatever you want.
Yeah.
And that's why Lando. That's why you stayed with those Google Mesh devices, because those are the APs/routers that do all the DHCP, right? You have like an
Yeah.
app you
Yeah,
configure
all of
through
that
on your
runs
phone and all that,
those. Yep.
right?
Yeah, my plan is to eventually upgrade to Ubiquity someday. But the mesh stuff's been working so fantastic. I mean,
Yeah. So
on my phone, I'll get 400 meg down.
yeah, and that's
Which
the
is great.
difference. That's the difference.
Wi-Fi.
Coming from a traditional,
It's like Wi-Fi 5 speeds.
Yeah,
well,
but
coming
it's,
from a traditional copper.
what do I need
handoff,
more than that
there's
for?
no-
Sorry, Owen.
We got
Yeah,
two
there's
conversations.
no modem in
Is
the
Owen
same
still
way.
talking?
Yeah, I am.
Oh my gosh, Owen. Can we move
No,
on?
I was talking, and you guys jumped in. So, Jaron, why don't you put your head back down and take a little nap? Lando,
Number
Also that-
3
I
says, I have a Netgear 16 port safe gigabit switch and Cat 5e run to various parts of my house. Not PoE, not fancy. Upgrade this also to what?
The only
Get the
thing I
Netgear
would
word.
say upgrade it for is if you have something PoE on the other end you want to power. Otherwise, you don't really need a managed switch in the house, in my opinion.
Netgear makes that same PoE switch you have with PoE Plus. It's expensive, but you can get a 16 port PoE Plus one. I just took mine into the office because I'm using it at work, but they're a
If you
great
wanna-
little switch.
If you want to segment your if you're
gonna
your
run-
house
if you-
with VLANs and stuff like that, that's the only reason you would want a managed switch.
Yeah.
But you can do that from a router level.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do it at the switch level. So I
PF
would
Sense.
say, see, this is the same question I have been posing to myself about the Ubiquity stuff. Am I going to spring for a Ubiquity Dream Machine and a Ubiquity switch that's a managed switch with PoE? The answer is no, because if you get the Dream Machine Special Edition, you get 6 PoE ports on that Dream Machine that I will use for the APs, and those are the only things that need PoE.
Or
And then
cameras.
I'll just take. I'm not.
Yeah.
All my stuff is Ring, so I don't need to worry about that.
Oh yeah, see, I'm gonna. My eventual plan
If
is
you
to
go
get the
to
Ubiquity
Ubiquity,
cameras and
they
do,
all
Yeah,
need
go
PoE.
all
so
in.
you'll need more PoE for that, for sure.
Yep.
But then I already have a. I think it's a Netgear or something, but like a 16-port dumb switch that everything's running through right now. I'm just going to continue to use that plugged into the router for all my regular Ethernet stuff around the house.
But it doesn't pull. But you have to run the you'd have to home the PoE back to your Dream
Yeah,
Machine,
so I
right?
would plug
Because-
the ports in my networking closet that go to where I want to place the PoEs. I would just make sure those are connected straight to the Dream Machine.
Yeah, because
instead of
it
the-
doesn't pass through.
Correct.
Netgear does make a PoE plus one that you could just swap out if you already have. If you did want to upgrade to PoE, it makes putting in your access points so much easier
Yeah.
because they run off a PoE.
If you're going to
instead
go
of
that
having to-
route.
If you're going to go that route,
Well, that, not only
Cameras-
that, but the Ubiquity access points, actually, you can get a PoE adapter for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Which is
just
they
as
have
easy.
PoE and they have PoE injectors you can get. that
it's
you
a
can
pain. I
use.
have. Yeah, you have to plug them in.
But they're not.
They're a pain.
It's a
They're
small
fine for
pain.
one or two things, you know. But
Yeah.
if you're going to
Yeah.
have 5 or 6 PoE devices, get a PoE switch or
That's-
a Dream Machine. or
Yeah, my parents have one AP and it has one injector,
It's fine.
and it's easy peasy.
Yep.
I'm running 3 APs in my small house, but I'm
I'm
using
going to
the
do
Aruba
3
ones.
in my house when I
I do,
switch
but
to
I'm
Ubiquity.
using the Aruba ones though, the HP Arubas, even though they're super
those are-
expensive.
Those are robust.
I only have one AP, top floor, 3 floors. It's fine. Like
I have
I'm
two.
strong
I have the
signal.
mesh.
I'm
Strong signal all the
hardwired.
way down.
I'm hardwired to everything except for like portable devices, and
Same.
yeah, the
IoT.
Wi-Fi is perfectly fine.
Yep. And the mesh, like I said, the mesh routers that come with Google Wi-Fi for free, mind you. I have one in my downstairs utility closet and one in my front room upstairs, and it covers my whole house and my porch amazingly.
Google Fiber is super affordable too, compared to
$70. That's it.
for
a month.
for
Done.
gigabit. Comcast,
Gigabit.
you're paying way more for that.
Well,
And
you're not
it's
getting
fiber.
asynchronous gig.
I'm
Yeah,
paying
Comcast-
65 for a gig, CenturyLink.
At
Oh,
Comcast, you're
CenturyLink?
getting gigabit over copper, which is like close to a gig down and like 40 megabit up.
If you're lucky on
Yeah.
a good
Yeah.
day.
And then
No, you
the
gotta
sun's
cup
just
the
right.
nose for
and
it.
then couple that with the fact that Comcast has their freaking data caps that they still haven't removed from
they still
everything.
they still do that.
Oh, they still
Like
do that in
what?
markets
2
for sure.
terabyte or one? ugh,
It's like 1 terabyte.
1 terabyte.
You go over that and you get extra charge. Anyway, I think I hope we've covered everything you asked. This has been a long email question answer, but I think it's been good.
Uh-oh.
Thanks for writing in. Jaren, next email.
There's no other email.
Ah, okay. We've reached the end of the emails.
The end of the email.
And here we are. And is Lando gone for you guys?
Yeah, he said, "Uh-oh," and now he's gone. I think it's a trip to the bathroom, personally.
I think
No.
I think he just crapped his pants.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he just had a shirt. Oh, there he is.
Wow, that
Maybe-
was quick.
My VPN client died. I was on the VPN from work, and it just went.
I was gonna make a crack
Gotta
about
check
Google
that
Fiber.
stuff, man.
Yeah, it's fine.
All
Wrong
right.
corner now, Cody. I am in the wrong corner. Just
I'm gonna kick this. I'm gonna kick your old one from the studio. Hopefully, it doesn't kick you too. We'll see. Hey, you stayed.
I'm still
That's nice.
here.
Good job. Good
Good
job,
job,
StreamYard.
guys. Anyway, Google Fiber's
All right.
awesome. $70 a month. That's great. Use the mesh it comes with. You'll be happy.
Stories for this week. This is the big news. The big news this week in Geekshow Helpdesk. For some reason or another, that latest Aliens movie, Alien Romulus, is coming to VHS.
That seems
VHS.
appropriate.
Yeah, it does.
Wait, what?
I'm all for it,
Yep.
and I don't know why. It's like the tape decks. It's like tapes coming back all of a sudden.
I have a question.
Lando,
I have
I
a
call on
question.
you.
Like,
You have a
what
question?
is this trend lately about analog stuff? So I was driving through Provo, and there's a whole store in Provo called Analog Film. It's a film store for film
Yeah.
photography, and like now VHSs are making a comeback. Like when are like the music tapes? Like what is with this analog
Well,
nonsense?
Some analog stuff is great, like film.
Yeah.
That's
VHS
great.
Records,
Not.
I get records.
VHS
Vinyl,
is
I
crap.
get.
It's pure crap.
Yeah.
So the reason they're doing this
At
is
least they could have
because-
given Betamax another shot.
Well,
Yeah.
You know?
I'm in.
They're only using successful formats, so no Betamax, no
Hey,
Laserdisc.
hey.
Sorry,
When you measure success
Laserdisc,
by how
dude.
awesome it is,
Twyman's coming
Betamax
after you.
is successful.
Betamax
But,
was the better platform, right, Jared?
Indeed.
It was.
Alright.
It was like twice the resolution as VHS and better
See?
sound. So here's the thing: it's the 45th anniversary of Alien.
So they just
whole
want they're
thing.
like let's take a big
So
old
let's
crate
do
of money
something-
and burn it. in
Yeah,
the
let's do
street.
something retro, because when the first Alien movie came out, VHS, but they're taking it, pretty far for this because it's even going to be presented in 4:3 aspect ratio.
Ugh.
See, like
That's
here's the
awesome.
thing: if you're gonna spend all that money and they're like, let's find something nostalgic, VHS wasn't it, bud. Go back to the year of Alien when it came out and choose another thing.
What, do you want them
Laserdisc.
to put like reel to reel?
I don't know.
No,
free
I want
Slurpees.
Laserdisc.
What? Let's
Nope.
go back in time and see what happened on that day. What VHS
Laser-
wasn't.
Laserdisc was not mainstream. They're not going to do Laserdisc.
Yeah, it
They're
was
gonna
sure
do
better than
something that was
VHS, though.
mainstream.
And the
So-
discs, they were just so satisfyingly huge.
They're huge. Mumbles.
Satisfyingly huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what she
That's
said.
what she said.
Nice. But anyway, yeah, it is also launching, of course, on 4K UHD, DVD, and Blu-ray. So it's not only going to be on VHS, obviously, and
This is the big news of the week.
video on demand. No, it's not. I just thought it was
Oh.
interesting.
Interesting.
Here's some big news, though. You want to know how big the biggest bug ever was in the world?
No, I do not actually.
Like
Too
insect
bad.
bug?
Too bad. So the world's largest arthropod fossil has been discovered. It lived 300 million years ago,
Oh.
and it was basically a giant millipede.
Oh,
no.
You want to take a guess on
yes.
how big this thing was?
Holy cow. I'm looking at the picture. No, thank you.
Anyone? Guess? Anyone?
no.
8.5 feet long.
Holy crap.
That's like an alligator.
Yes, it's the size of an alligator.
I saw a giant African millipede at the San Diego Zoo last week,
Those
and
things are only like a foot long.
they are freaking creepy.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
this, no,
So the one of the interesting things about how they got this information is they have these arthropod fossils, but they're trapped in stone. And so instead of just trying to crack it open and hoping it comes apart nicely so you can see what it is, they do these crazy X-ray thingies where they can scan it, penetrate
XRF.
the stone, and
Yeah.
get a 3D layout of what was inside. And the other thing that this does is show that apparently millipedes and centipedes are more closely related than it was previously thought. So
Interesting.
yeah, they found this in in France, and
Wow.
that would have been where it lived, that area of the world, wherever that area of the world was 300 million years ago as the continents drifted. But
You
yeah,
just multiply a centipede by 100,
8.5
Bam.
feet long.
got a millipede.
8.5
Just
feet,
crazy.
dude.
Thank you,
I kinda
accountant
hate this.
Jaren.
One and centipedes are venomous, especially those giant ones. I wonder if this one was. Ugh, can you imagine meeting that thing?
Oh yeah.
No
8.5
wonder
feet
mammals.
long.
No wonder mammals didn't have a start until the extinction event, right? Like they had a heat signature. The bugs were 8 feet long.
Everything was stacked against us.
Yeah, mammals had no chance before that.
No, we had a chance because of love.
Right.
Nope.
That's the thing we have that separates us from the rest of the animal kingdom. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's right.
Talking about mammals, though, not humanoid.
Love
I
is our
get it.
superpower, Owen. Have you ever
Oh.
tried it before?
I have never done that.
You never watched The Fifth Element? That's The Fifth Element. Love.
Oh, I do like that. show.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. for The Fifth
Spoilers, that
Element.
movie came out in 1997.
1997.
Some of us still haven't seen it, Tony.
Are you serious?
Serious.
Dude, The Fifth Element is a classic.
That was my
It is.
father's demo movie to show off his home theater.
That's cool. It's a fantastic
That's
movie.
awesome.
All right, now let's get to speaking of millipedes and centipedes that you would find in the Amazon. We have some Amazon news.
Oh,
It's not the jungle though.
It was good though. It's the jungle out there.
the Amazon has finally released a color Kindle.
Wow.
Not
Really?
not
So,
like not like a LCD iPad tablet thing. Actual color e-ink, which
So
is
here's-
something I've been wanting for well over a decade.
I agree,
Yeah.
but I want to know how many colors can this actually
I
produce because I
have
couldn't find it anywhere.
looked everywhere and I cannot find any detail on how much color it can produce.
Because there's color e-ink tablets out there, but they can only do like
64,000 or something like that.
yeah, I think it's less than that, 32,000. But
You're probably right. Yeah, typical e-ink in the past has not been able to produce nearly as many colors, and it's at much lower resolution compared to normal gray on gray e-ink. And the same is the case with this. It has black and white e-ink at 300 ppi, whereas the color portion is 150 ppi.
that's another
and-
question I have: is do they just have two layers and they turn one layer off when the other one's in use? How do you?
Yeah, I'm wondering
Has to
about that
be.
too.
How
A
do you
lot of
have
questions.
both?
Amazon is claiming they waited until it got to the tech got to a sufficient point to integrate it into their Kindle devices. They say that point is now. And first, sorry, this caffeine is really messing me
Oh
up.
my gosh. Seriously?
First impressions say it does look good, but I want to wait till reviews. They did some interesting tech with the front light on it to make the color pop more.
Yeah, because usually front light on something like that will wash it out.
Yeah. So interesting. It's coming out around at exactly at $279.99. Comes out October 30th.
That's next week.
I'm very curious about it. I would like to upgrade mine if this turns out to be decent.
Me too.
But if
What would
it's not decent, we got to wait another 3 to 4 years until Amazon releases another
Here's my
Kindle
thing, though.
because they
Why-
take forever.
Why? What does it do that your regular Kindle doesn't do, or your iPad Pro that has a beautiful OLED screen?
I like
Battery-
reading on e-ink better.
Me too.
Battery? Why?
Sure, but you
Well,
already
one-
have a black and white e-ink that perfectly replicates what words on a page look like.
One battery because it lasts so much more than an iPad.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about charging
Right.
it hardly
And
ever.
if you're truly using it like a book,
Plus, it's
I can
cool
see that.
tech, Tony.
Yeah. Like my wife, last time she used ours was like, I don't know, 6 months ago it felt like. I'm like, oh, I got to charge this. And I opened it up, it had 30% battery left.
Well, no, that's the point
insane.
I'm making. You already have a regular Kindle for reading books. Why would you want a color?
Two, I was getting
Hey,
there,
Tony,
Tony.
you already have a regular computer. Why upgrade it to something newer? Why do you need a new motherboard, Tony? That's why.
Because it's got more USBs, supports faster RAM, and better CPUs.
Color screen, better Kindle. Duh.
Two, can I make my point?
You're making my point for me, Tony.
Jaron, are
Two.
you still
I
talking?
don't think so.
The good one, Owen. I'm hoping that the color e-ink has a better white and black contrast versus the past
Okay.
e-inks, which has been more dark gray on light
You're
gray.
right. You're right. I'll give you that one.
So that's the piece that I would be excited about.
Is that worth $280 to you?
Absolutely not, but I still want to.
Also, just the lust of the new tech. I
Yeah, true.
That's what I've been saying.
One
What?
downside
Never said
is it when there's color on the screen, it has to do a full screen refresh every single page.
That's gonna drain the battery.
It will drain the battery more. I don't know how much more. No one has really said yet. And it's a bit slower to turn pages if you're looking at like comics. But if
Yeah.
it's just black and white, then it won't do that. But again, I'm not sure if that black and white really is black and white, unlike previous Kindles.
Well, we'll see after you order one and play with it. It's already a done deal. You're gonna order one, I can tell.
We'll see.
All right. Let's talk about what? Marketing is great until it works.
Until it works.
Wouldn't that make it great?
Nope. It's great until it works. It's a great idea.
Okay.
James is gonna roll over in his garage. So we talked about this a couple weeks ago when Elon Musk turned off the block button
Oh yeah.
in Twitter, right? And
Well,
it's
not
like,
turned it off, but just made it half
Disabled.
as useful as it was
yeah,
before.
basically made it so that it's not as effective for what it was being used for.
Yep.
It's probably because somebody blocked him to be honest. If
Oh,
I
I'm
had
sure.
to, if
I'm
I had to
sure
guess,
that's a
somebody was like,
factor.
you know what, block this fool. He didn't like that, so he nerfed that heavily. And in that moment, so you remember Jack Dorsey,
Yeah,
Blue
he's
Sky?
the one that started Twitter.
And he's also the one that like said that Elon Musk was a good fit, and like he
Yep.
talked it up. Remember,
Well, yeah, 'cause he wanted
while
that
launching
paycheck, man.
while launching Blue Sky, remember? And we were all like, aren't they competitors? Like, but Jack Dorsey's like, no, Blue Sky gets to be this other space and whatever.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as he announced the block button issue, Blue Sky from their main account on their system goes, yeah, we believe in security and safety. Why don't you come over here and try our block button, which still works? And basically, they basically use that as a lever to pull people over. Only problem was their servers weren't ready for it.
Oh, no.
And it
They
crashed.
DDoSed themselves, basically.
They basically DDoSed themselves, but it was only 100,000 extra users. Do you know how many people join Twitter or are on Twitter at any given moment? I don't, but I bet you it's higher than 100,000.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Makes me think Blue Sky servers are just small.
they weren't. Yeah, they
They
just
want to save on
like
those costs.
like I said, they were like, I don't know, let's try it. Like marketing is great until it works, right? like it's like a dog chasing a car, right? Like what are they going to do when they catch it?
Yeah.
And so they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. Our block button works. And somebody in marketing was like, oh, check out my big brain. And they put this out there, and then the IT guys, their dev team was probably like, you did what now? And like, you can
We're not
handle it,
ready for
right? But there was a big exodus from Twitter over to Blue Sky for this, over that block button, and it's a legit issue. Like it's legitimately causing people, especially the more vulnerable communities that like want to hide or that are like they don't want like people that have been stalked, women in particular. Like there's
Exactly.
a lot of blowback from this
The whole-
Twitter thing.
The whole point of the block button isn't just so that you can ignore people, but it's also that people can keep you from looking at their stuff.
Yeah.
In a case like
It gives
exactly
you
what you were saying, if you're having stalker issues and you block someone, but they can still see your stuff.
Victimizers,
what's the
like
point?
rape,
It's the exact reason I
victimizers-
blocked Jaren on Twitter.
Yeah. See,
too much
but now he
butt
can
stuff.
see your stuff.
Yeah. It's like, as I'm saying though, like it's not only that, like they also now these people that were victims and stuff can be harassed as well. Like,
Yep.
like they're anyway, like you think you're living your life, you're like, I'm out of that stage, and now all of a sudden the people that ruined your life can anyway, it's a big cluster. Way to go, Elon. Like I'm not even shocked at this point. Not even a little.
No.
But yeah, there's a big exodus over Blue Sky, and they weren't ready for it, and they did. They basically DDoS themselves, shut it down. And they were like, "Hello to our new 100,000 plus." They tried again. They put out another one, and we're like, "Welcome to our 100,000 plus new members." And then that was like the last thing for a while because their stuff went down.
Oh my gosh,
So anyway,
that's funny.
good thing I still have my Blue Sky account over there. So
Haven't
if I-
logged in in months, but you got it.
if I cared.
Oh, I used to love Twitter. It was algorithm free because I had a third party client, and
right?
it was
Those were
wonderful.
the
And
good
you could
old
just-
days.
And you could just curate your own stuff
Yep.
and just get.
You can
It was
still
magic.
do that. Just don't use the For You page. Use the one.
It's too.
Bleh.
It's
That's too much work.
Well, no,
to-
I'll tell
to
you what
put
my
it's
Probably
problem
there.
is.
tab.
Tony.
So since it's there, I'll do it. Just like if there's food in front of me, I'll eat it.
Okay.
Just think of it. Just think.
I
it has,
have. I have
Just
not
pretend
looked
like
at
it
the
has
For You
gluten.
tab.
For You
in
page is gluten.
months.
Jared.
Here's
That's
here's
brilliant,
my
Owen.
problem,
Not
Tony.
worth
Is
it.
every time
like
I
that.
use X, I have to think about Elon Musk, and that makes me feel bad. So
Yeah,
that sucks.
that makes me feel.
I mean,
Yeah.
Elon's kind of a jerk.
not
Man,
kind
the word I
of.
want to use, I'm not sure if I can use or not on the
Yeah,
podcast.
better save
but
that. We'll save that for the in between.
You know what word I'm thinking of. Starts with a D,
Dork.
All right.
rhymes with sick.
Let's move it along. We got AMD finally announced their
I have a story,
new-
Tony. You know that I have a story, right?
You do? You actually contributed?
That
yeah,
is
there-
Never
is.
mind. I don't have one anymore.
no.
We'll get to that, Lando. Calm.
Okay, you were going on the list. You went Tony, Jaron, Owen, and then I'm like, oh, I'm next.
It's a
You're not.
habit.
You're not next.
Because you only have one story.
Yeah.
Anyway, AMD has finally teased. They haven't even announced anything. They just teased it, basically. The X3D chips for the 9000 series. All they have said is there's an X3D chip coming November 7th.
That's
they
a
didn't
halfway
tell
an
us-
announcement because there's a date.
Yeah, there's a date, but they didn't tell us which one. There's at least 3 to choose from, perhaps 4. They didn't tell
Maybe
us
even
pricing.
5.
Maybe 5. Who knows? No pricing, no specs, no. It is not
Nothing.
half of an. It is not half of an announcement. It's like 1/10 of an announcement.
No, 'cause there's a date.
exists.
That's the
There's a
1/10.
date.
So, but
You're really
as you
hung up on this date thing, Jared.
As you can
No,
tell
I
from
like
Jared,
dates.
he is quite excited about this, as am I. I'm planning on doing a new build around the 9000 X3D series. I'm
It
still
doesn't-
rocking the 5900X, the 5000 series.
Yeah, if I had the 7800X 3D, I probably wouldn't be as excited because
Nah,
the 9000 series in general isn't much of an improvement. But because I don't have a 7000 series, I reserve the right to be excited.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a big, big uplift from our 5000 series stuff for sure.
Yep.
Did you just use the word uplift, you corporate spiel?
Better than upskill.
That's for sure.
Barely.
Uplift.
I upskill all the time.
I
Okay.
uplift all the time.
I uplifted at the gym today. A lot of things.
Good for you, Tony.
That's
Want a gold
right.
star?
That's right. Give me my gold
I
star.
thought you hurt your back.
Well, I did chest today. You don't need your back for chest. You're laying down for it.
Whatever, dude.
And
Good
then
work,
I went-
Tony.
And then I went and stretched my back out on the lower back extension machine. All right. Lando has a story.
Oh,
It is quite the intriguing headline. Trains on the moon.
But my story's topical because it's also about a chip.
actually, yeah,
Go ahead,
let's talk
Jared.
about that one.
Go ahead.
Actually,
The
My
Snapdragon
stories
8
don't matter, apparently.
Elite.
We're going to talk about
I love it.
teasers and nonsense no one cares about. I bring
Snapdragon
interesting crap, and you
8
bring whatever you bring.
Elite has been announced by Qualcomm. It's their new top tier smartphone chip.
I really don't care.
This
What?
one really is a story of more bigger numbers go higher.
Yeah. They're saying that they're bringing their desktop class cores into mobile. But it's like the next version of their desktop
Version
class
2 of
cores.
their Orion cores.
Yeah. Yep. There
Does it
you
mean
go.
my iPhone will be faster?
No.
No,
Android phones.
This is Android, man. Anyway, so bigger, faster. It has NPU upgrades, AI, woohoo. They're claiming though that you'll be able to remove things out of videos with AI, which that's pretty powerful, if you ask me.
Yep.
Yep.
Agreed.
That's it. Goodbye.
It
That was a
will
lightning
be-
round at best.
I think I have another story we could talk about.
It's fine. Apparently, I don't contribute. No, I don't matter. I'm just a warm body to fill the square
I
on the
will
screen.
say-
That's all I'm good for.
I will.
I know
say
my role.
about this. If their claims of performance uplift are accurate, then it will actually put them in contention. I think with the at least the Apple A series stuff, because they're talking about like 40% uplift on their stuff from the previous
don't-
gen.
Can't you
I
say
don't
increase?
buy
40% increase. 40% faster.
There will be a 40% increase on the uplift of speed on this.
I
right.
don't
Contact with
buy
the
it.
shareholders to see what they're, maybe
Their
we do some
GPUs
stock
are good
buybacks.
though. I'm sure it'll be competitive with Apple's GPUs at least.
Yeah, they usually are on that. Trains on the moon.
Trains on the moon. You guys ever heard of a little agency called DARPA? You know
Yep.
what DARPA is? The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. They're thinking about things. So they have a new program called Luna 10. It's a 10-year program to try and figure out new technologies in the moon, things like communication, travel, how we're going to do business, communications, things like that. And one part of that is the travel stuff, right? So one of the things they're thinking about is the moon is largely undisturbed right now, right? There's only been a few people there.
Yep.
There's very few footprints.
What?
What are you saying, Tony? I'm
The
talking.
moon is largely undisturbed.
yeah.
There's no atmosphere. There's been like 8 people on it.
Yeah, that's my
There's
my
been some
point.
there's been some robots, Tony, and they crashed a satellite in there with tardigrades, so it's probably
That's
populated
true.
by tardigrades
I
by
didn't
now.
think about the tardigrades. They're
Yeah.
disturbing.
They're there.
How does
doing
this
their
happen to
thing.
me every damn time? Like seriously, I'm trying to talk about
All
trains
right.
to the moon, and
Tell
you
us
guys
what-
go off
Owen's
talking
coming
about
in
weird-
hot with news on the Kindle, actually.
I did.
Tell
Yeah.
us what the Defense Against the Dark Arts is going to
So
do.
they're thinking about trains and how to keep the soil undisturbed. I thought it was cool. That's all. I'm done. I lost.
Wait,
I lost.
Actually,
wait,
I want to hear
my
about this.
cares went
They're
out the
trying
window.
to keep. They're
I
trying
wanna-
to keep the soil undisturbed.
Yes, that's what
Why?
they're trying to do, right? Because they don't want to turn it to Earth where everyone just consumes everything and turns into a
Screw
trash
that.
pile.
The moon's basically brand new.
No,
It's
the
like when
moon
you
is
take
supposed to be our trash pile, so Earth
Yeah.
doesn't have to be.
No, no.
See, I disagree with that
No.
completely.
The
The moon
moon
is
is
not
just-
our trash pile. It's
the
gonna be
moon
it's
is
gonna be the
just-
future.
the moon is
The
just
moon.
ore. It's
I
just
wanna
ore.
live
You
on the
need to-
moon.
It's ore.
And that's
it's
not
raw
like that's
resources.
not their thing. They're trying to do. It's just a added benefit, guys. Come on.
Oh, what if
So
it's just a
transportation is a critical part of any future moon ambitions. When a large rocket, perhaps like SpaceX's Starship, ferries several tons of cargo to the moon, those supplies have to go someplace, have to be transported places by something, right?
by rockets?
So right now they're thinking one of the best ways to do that is going to be via train systems and train
Ma-
railroads.
it's
So
gotta
they're
be
looking at how
magnetic,
trains
right?
are going to work on the moon. I think it's very cool.
I
Magnets.
wonder. I guess they've decided that's more cost effective than not laying down tracks and just using a vehicle.
Yeah,
Like,
or just
is it?
since there's no gravity, you
I don't
just
know.
float it
Huh.
through the country or the whatever.
If
you're
someone
gonna
just
call it.
throws it.
Yeah. Hey,
and there's
Charles.
another person a mile away to catch it.
Yeah, just catch it. It's just a little mass, just a little science.
The whole point of this Luna 10 program is to figure out the best ways to do things on the moon. So the train's just one of those things they're looking at,
Nice.
but it's kind of a cool
Can you
thing to think
imagine?
about, like a train system on the moon.
With no
Be fun.
air, there's no disruption to the meg. Can you imagine if the megalith, what do they call it? Is it the what's
Regolith.
Regolith. Thanks, Jared. The regolith got just like that's just the finest of fine powdered dust.
Yeah, it's like
Can you imagine if
talc,
that got
basically.
kicked? Oh, if you got that kicked up, there would be a safe system on the
Yeah, you'd
planet.
have to-
on
Yeah,
the
so
moon.
it says
breathe
here
in.
they'll
Oh,
aim
wait.
to develop a railway that limits the human footprint on the largely still pristine lunar surface and design a system that anyone could ride or load cargo on, such as with
Okay.
standardized moon-worthy equipment that can withstand huge temperature swings.
I just finished listening to The Martian earlier today.
It's a great book.
Oh man, that's really good. Super good.
The book, is it as good as the movie?
I
Better.
would say it's
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
Well, of course, it's largely the same, but the ending
except-
is better.
except that it's
Good.
narrated by Will Wheaton. But other than that, it's better.
You don't like Will Wheaton as a
I
narrator?
don't particularly care for Will Wheaton as a reader.
How can you
but
hate Wesley Crusher, dude?
I didn't say I hated Wesley Crusher. Also, he's a very hateable character. I
He
said I
is
hated
a
What?
Will Wheaton's.
I like the hateable
narration.
character. How does this make sense?
So,
Yeah.
lastly, one of
Jared,
the one
have
of
you
the
heard
last
of a hateable
reasons.
character.
Going back to the damn trains, guys.
Oh,
One of the
you're
other
not
reasons
done?
they're thinking about trains is, back 150 years ago, the Transcontinental Railroad flipped the switch on the economic things. They're hoping to do the same thing on the moon. That's it. I'm done now.
Okay,
It's a stupid idea.
could be good.
So Owen did come in hot with an update on the color Kindle.
I did.
4,000 colors.
How'd you find that? I was gonna say I felt like
Owen's Google Foo is
64,000
better.
colors was too many, and even as I said 32,000, I'm thinking that still sounds like too many.
Yeah. I mean, the article's probably right, but it's
Yeah.
Tech Radar claiming they did a review when it's just a hands-on.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh.
So
But they might have been
Yes.
they might have been asking the right questions though.
I-
right?
possible.
Again, I think that number is correct, but the article is slightly suspect.
Agreed. It was on the third page of Google search.
Wow.
And I had to
really?
start.
Third
I found
page?
one Reddit quote that mentioned 4,000 colors, but then when you click into the link, the post had been removed, but Google had parsed it and put it on the description. So I used that in quotes, and then found this thing. And so-
Owen, I'm impressed.
Internet sleuth.
yeah,
Keep
I'll
talking.
find-
I like this.
I'll find
Whoa,
you.
whoa. Jaron, you're trying to gaslight him again.
No, we're coming full circle.
You're trying to wind him up, and I'm here to protect you, Owen.
Mm-hmm.
You see what he's doing?
Jared, stop it. But I will continue talking about it if you want me to.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think that wraps it up for today. Thank
Lightning
you for.
round.
Do you want a
No.
lightning round?
Yeah,
real
mine's
quick?
had a
like two,
lightning
mine's
round
2
already.
seconds.
Well, all right.
1/1000.
lightning round. I'll go
Go,
first.
Jared, go.
On my lightning round topic
What's
is a
happening?
bunch of nerds over in the University of College London have set. Did I talk about this already? Wireless
Yes.
transfer speed records. Did I talk
No.
about this?
Yes,
Okay.
baby.
No.
I don't think I did. But they have pushed wireless transfer speed record to 938 gigabits per second. So almost a terabit per second.
Is it like 1 inch away or something?
Yeah, it's right next to it with no interference. They'll never get that in.
The fact that they can
In
transfer that much
real life.
wirelessly in general, though,
Still cool.
is still
Yeah.
pretty cool.
You'll get close. You'll
The
get
example
700.
they used
800.
is you'd be able to download a game like Black Myth Wukong, which is 130 gigabytes, in 1.1 seconds if you had that kind of
Yes.
connectivity. So yeah, they're still
That's
pushing.
going to be out next year, huh? Right? Probably coming out in the new
yeah, sure, yep,
Asus D-Linky things.
yep,
Good
totally. We're having
Oh.
terabit internet capabilities next year.
gonna
No,
need-
we're not. We're not.
Gonna need that.
This isn't going to happen anytime soon, but it's cool that they're pushing that envelope. All right, Jaron, you have a DJI lightning round.
Yes, the DJI Air 3S. Did you guys talk about this on the
Yeah,
previous
it
week?
looks freaking
Yes.
awesome.
It's being held up by U.S. Customs.
Of course.
Boo.
Like
Cited
coming into
the-
the country.
UFLPA, which is the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act, as the reason for the current holdups. So this isn't related to Congress, perhaps
Potential ban.
banning DJI. This is something completely different. But either way, the government hates DJI, and this makes me sad because DJI makes amazing products.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. And that
Everybody's
one-
jumping on the bandwagon, huh? Like,
I
oh,
said it
Congress
last-
doesn't like it.
I said it last week, and I stand by it. If I had absolutely any excuse to buy this drone, I would attempt to get one because, man, it is primo for $1,200 or whatever it is, $1,000.
Okay, you convinced me. I'm doing it.
He's doing it. That's it. All right, time for our awesome Patreon listeners and the shout outs that they get when they donate $6 a month or more.
There's other benefits too, Tony. Don't forget about those. What are
Oh,
those?
other benefits. Let's chill. Let's make
For
Tony
only
embarrassed.
$1, you get all the other benefits. The
Here
$6
we
one
go.
is good, but for one measly $1 a month, you can get things like the ad-free episode early, the in-between show, the arcade show is way early. You get all as one free download as a private RSS feed. It's awesome. You get access to the super secret Discord channel for Patreon listeners only. Direct access to us. It's amazing. All for $1 a month. Sign up now.
Dude, that was great. Record that and clip it, Tony. I'm
Got our
sending
own
that.
freaking Billy Mitchell over here.
Boom.
I feel like this is the equivalent of an OxyClean commercial.
This is a limited time offer.
More like the
Next
slap.
24 hours only.
More like the slap chop. I like that
Slap
guy. Get like that guy better.
You're going to love your nuts.
Yes.
All right, Jaron has our shout outs. Here we go. Jaron has
All
our
right.
shout outs.
Thank
Man, those
you,
pregnant pauses.
David. Pregnant?
David who?
That was one right there.
That was the one.
It was a question. What is that
No,
supposed to mean?
No, that was like a pregnant pause and a birth. Like that
No,
was like
this is
almost
all
at a
you.
time.
You're all pregnant now.
There was,
There was a question, an open question that was
don't-
left unanswered.
you don't have that kind
Thank
of
you to
power.
David Broshinsky, Aaron Faulkner, Conor Kisa, and Pablo Sanchez as the GOAT, our extra special people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jason Eatman, cuando escucho esta canción, mi corazón quiere cantar así, bidi bidi bom bom.
Wow. Holy
again?
crap!
When
I'm
I listen
so
to this
glad that you're
song, my
back,
heart
Jaron.
wants to sing like this. Billy, Billy, bom, bom.
Oh, I'm so glad you're back, Jaron.
$6 is worth it to get Jaron to say
Yep,
whatever you want, by
that's
the
right.
way. Sign
No
up now.
mole climbs that can't be mountain healed over. You know who else is a Patreon? My mom.
Thanks,
Really?
Muscle Man.
Be the 8-year-old, Michael Shane, Tony the Home Theater Geek, Travis Johnson, buy Geekshow Arcade Helpdesk stickers at Pieman Graphics on Etsy. All proceeds go to Lee George K's medical bills. Jeremy, No Name No Color, Keslow, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz, the in-between rating plus 20, Matt Nelson, DP,
20? Wow.
Wesley, Adam, Stuart Lloyd, The Problem with Society is Meatballs is Tasty, and Ryan. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Patreon backers. You are definitely awesome. That is it for today's show. We appreciate your download. We appreciate you taking the time to listen all the way to the end. Now, we're off to record Geek Show Arcade after the in-between. But until the next episode of Geek Show Help Desk, Lando, take us out.
You know, when you can't find answers to your question, don't be like Jaren. Don't give up. Go to the third page of Google.
Third page.
Be an end user.